All the best teams in the world have multiple coaches that do different things.
I definitely think it's an important role, but it's hard to find somebody that classifies that position in North America. You're basically telling people to play the game for a living. It's like, oh, no, you should do it like this.
Obviously, players are going to think what they want to play is the best, but having someone there to not even argue with them, but just to bring up questions, make them discuss stuff more than they usually would.
I can trust Double Lift to have insane vein mechanics. I'm cool with that. As a coach, you're bringing that big picture strategy. You're bringing the experience of watching film for hours and hours and hours. So it's more about changing the way the players communicate to each other, instilling good habits, and having them understand strategy at a very high level. And then you kind of just release them into the game and hope they do well. Which is very nerve-wracking too, because you lose all control.
It varies, depending on what style of coaching you do. Some coaches that are more, you need to play what I'm setting out, as well as my schedule, full-on, like, football-style coach.
Some of the coaches don't really coach, like, as hardcore as I do. I feel that we've done better because we've become more structured, and a coach is part of that system.
I focus a lot of my time on team building and making sure that they get along, they can communicate well, and just the overall strategy.
I'm like a second opinion. I'm going to look over what they do, how they're doing it, and then I'm like, okay, is that good, the bad?
I'm looking at film, so I have a much better grasp of what champions are coming up, what strategies are being used, just big picture tactics. That's what I bring to the team.
Definitely more of this, I'm not a yelling person.
It really depends on the mood that I'm in that day, but I do yell sometimes, yes.
All you did was just let them win that game. Yeah, like slowly.
Yeah, because we never went in.
You didn't do anything.
I can't really impact them on the live match. It's all up to the player at that point. It is what it is. If they lose, they lose. If they win, they win. It's really, the very important thing is really taking the experience out of it.
Once I leave the stage, I have zero control on what's going to happen. I'm nervous the entire game. I can't sit down during games. I stand on the side just waiting for the first big play to happen.
The most recent game between CLG and Curse, they really only had one way to win, which is a flank attack in the mid game. I was really happy that they identified the proper strategy to use, executed it well. It's nice to have, to see the work bearing fruit.
Great fucking job, guys. Really good planning. Really nice counter.
This is all I'm doing right now. I've invested 100% into it. I have no clue what I'm going to do after this.
I get paid to do this, but I love to do this. I love the guys that I work with. They're all incredibly hardworking, and I just want them to do super well.
I want them to do good, and I want them to succeed, and I want everybody from Curse to do good.
Not only am I their coach, but I also talk to them on a personal level too, and I'm sort of a friend to them. So it's really good that we have that type of relationship.
I am doing this because I love coaching. There's nothing that emotionally affects me in esports more than whether CLG wins or loses.
I would be surprised if by the end of this year, all LCS teams don't have a coach.